Hey y'all, it's a4J,
Plus mango.
and we have one for y'all today. We're making Oreo Chocolate Cheesecake.
Whoa, oh, look at all those layers.
Yup! We got a buttery Oreo crust, a no-bake cheesecake layer, rich chocolatey mousse, and ganache. A lot of our friends were asking for this recipe, so here we go. First, let's begin by prepping our pan. Unfortunately, I don't have a springform pan where the sides are removable, so we'll innovate by using 2 long pieces of parchment paper and line a 9-inch square pan with paper hanging over the sides. Notice how we can lift it up?
Sorta.
You'll see later.
Okay, time to bust out with the Oreo cookies. We're going to use 20 cookies. Hold a minute. Why are you taking off the best part, Mommy?
Don't worry, Mangs. Mom's removing the cream for now because we're going to blitz the cookies in the blender for a few seconds to get nice and crumbly. Had we blended the cookies with the cream, it would have stuck all over the sides of the blender, making it really difficult to blend evenly.
Oh, I see. Oh my goodness, Mommy. We didn't record the most important part. Adding the cookie cream back into the crumbs with a 1/4 cup of melted butter.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties, but hey, our crumbs are mixed now. Let's dump the crumbs into the lined baking pan. Spread and pat the cookies down so that we get an even layer. If the crumbs don't hold its form, just add a tablespoon more of melted butter.
Ooh, very nice, Mom. Please bake the Oreo crust in a preheated 350 degrees oven for 10 minutes. Remove and cool on a rack or in the refrigerator if we're in a rush.
While it's cooling, let's get our cheesecake layer ready by using an 8-ounce package of cream cheese at room temperature. Add a 1/4 cup of sugar and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix it thoroughly together. Next, pour about 2 cups of heavy whipping cream into another large mixing bowl. Mom likes to whip side to side initially, and then whisk and beat more aggressively until we get a stiff peak.
Ooh, looks good, Mommy.
Alright, now just add about 1.5 cups of whipped cream into the cream cheese mixture to lighten it up, and then spread it over the Oreo crust.
What's this tool, Mom?
It's an offset spatula. It's a great tool to use to help spread the filling more smoothly. See?
I see. It looks so nice. Okay, Mommy. Please store this in the fridge while we get the chocolate mousse going.
Good idea. Let's use about 2 cups of chocolate chips. Spend a little more money for good quality chocolate. Mommy loves Ghirardelli bittersweet chocolate. Then pour about 3/4 cups of heavy whipping cream into the same pot with the chocolate chips and melt it on low-medium heat. We need to keep an eye on it and stir continuously until the chocolate is halfway melted.
Then you continue stirring the chocolate so that it melts in the residual heat.
Let's use about 2/3 of this chocolate ganache for the mousse and save the other third for later. Once this chocolate ganache is about room temperature, let's add about a cup of that whipped cream we had whipped up earlier. We're just lightening up the chocolate ganache first and getting it ready to fold into the remaining whipped cream. Once the chocolate and whipped cream are incorporated, Mangs, you guess it!
Oh! Layer the mousse on top of the cheesecake.
Ding 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 ding! The chocolate mousse is our thickest layer. Mom likes to dollop the mousse all over the cheesecake and then use the offset spatula to spread it more evenly.
Make sure to get it into the corners too.
I got it, Mangs! Voila! We need to refrigerate this again for at least 10 minutes so that the mousse layer can set. Remember the third of the ganache that we reserved from earlier? Well, here it is. Give it a stir, and if it's too thick, just warm it up on the stove for a few seconds on low heat so that the viscosity becomes thinner.
Viscosa what?
Viscosity. It means consistency. The ganache will be a very thin layer, so it's easier to spread over the mousse if the ganache viscosity weren't as thick. Mom likes to drizzle the ganache over the mousse layer first, and then use the offset spatula to gently spread evenly. And now, refrigerate for at least 2 hours or overnight so that the mousse can set completely.
Are we done yet?
We're nearly there. We want to present this nicely as if we were professionals making this easy and decadent dessert. Let's firmly lift up the parchment paper from the pan and carry over the Oreo cheesecake. Peel off the parchment paper from the sides to reveal the rest of our dessert. And get a knife ready.
Oh, wow! Did you just run that knife through hot water? What mean?
It's a technique to cut very smoothly into our dessert. It's a little tedious, but to get clean cuts every time, we need to run the knife through hot water, then pat off any excess water, and then make another slice through the cake.
That's so extra.
But it's worth it! Not everyone eats with their nose like you, Mangs. We humans eat with our eyes first. If you're feeling extra, trim off a thin strip from the sides for more perfect clean slices.
Wow, I get it. This platter does look very appetizing.
Yup, and we're lucky too. We get to eat all these delicious scraps ourselves.
Aha! Even though I can't eat chocolate, I can totally see why everyone is hooked on Oreo Chocolate Cheesecake, especially when you present it like this, Mommy.
Right? Just be sure if you're going to spend the time making these beautiful and delicious treats, you go the extra mile and buy good quality chocolate. It makes all the difference.
Please check out our website at a4J.com for our blog post on Oreo Chocolate Cheesecake and get a free copy of this handwritten recipe.
That's all for Jean
and Mango.